What's going on, everyone? Give It Thought here. Today I've just been thinking about Ratchet & Clank and whether or not we'll get another game in this series. I bring this up because of the movie. As most of you know, it failed horribly, critically and commercially. In its opening week, it just made $4.8 million, which might sound like a lot, but it barely put a dent in the budget. According to one website I looked at, it lost Rainmaker Studios, the movie's production company, up to $10 million. Which pretty much means that there's not going to be another movie. Not that anyone was really asking for it in the first place. One of the three writers of the film, TJ Fixman, who also wrote on some of the games, pretty much disowned the movie from the beginning. Fixman wrote the initial draft of the movie, but says all credit and accolades should go to the other two writers, which is just a friendly way of saying he wants nothing to do with credit for this movie. That shows that he kind of knew that the movie was going to be bad from the start. The movie even got a 17% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is just horrible. There's not much more worse things you can say about a movie, but I actually enjoyed it. It was an adoption of the Future series into the old games put into a movie, which kind of muddled things up a bit, I think. And then they just shoved Dr. Nefarious in there for no reason really, other than that he's a funny villain. But all in all, I thought it was a fun movie. You just kind of had to be a fan of the games to enjoy the movie fully. It really is quite ironic that the movie failed so horribly, because in multiple interviews, Insomniac have said that they wanted to create a playable Pixar film. Obviously, the creators had a penchant for animated movies, so what was their aim with this? I think I'll just stack it up to unfocused writers and too much collaboration on the project. Now let's get to the game that came out alongside the movie. Really, it was spectacular. It was a return to form for the series and really showed what Insomniac could still do with Ratchet & Clank. They've kind of been ignoring the series since they became a super developer. Not that they weren't before, but they're working on Spider-Man now, which puts them way ahead of most. They also released Sunset Overdrive for Xbox One, leaving their home at PlayStation, and it got rave reviews. I think Song of the Deep comes out next month, and they're working on multiple VR projects. It's safe to say they're a busy developer. This Ratchet & Clank game was the best-selling game of the franchise, and it even outsold Dark Souls 3 on the PSN in the month of its release, which is amazing. The review scores for this game were phenomenal, and quite frankly, it deserves a sequel. Personally, this was the most fun I've had with a game since probably Mario Kart 8. The game was just that, pure fun, and we don't see that a lot these days. So to answer the question I've been getting at this whole time, will it get a sequel? Maybe. I think it's about a 40-60 chance that we'll see another game. Insomniac is really busy, and I think the only way we're going to see another game may be if they sell it off to Activision like they did Spyro, which is very unfortunate. Insomniac have already released a collection of the PS2 games on the PlayStation 3, so any chance of a collection to drum up hype for a sequel is gone. That is, unless they do a collection of the PS3 games on the PS4. But they're already on PlayStation now, so I don't see that coming either. So it's looking really slim actually. I grew up with this series and beat each game multiple times, collected all the weapons, upgraded them all, yada yada. I will obviously miss this franchise if Insomniac drops it. I really hope the support for this last game shows Insomniac and other developers really that there is still support for platform games. I know Ukulele's coming out in the fall I think, but other than that, nothing is really on the schedule for platformers. All kind of franchises come back from the dead though, so let's not end this video on a sour note. And with that, tell me what you guys think. Do you think we're going to get another sequel? Or do you think Ratchet & Clank has been doomed by the failure of its movie? Tell me about it down in the comments. That's about all I got for today. It was just something that's been on my mind a little bit and I wanted to talk about it with you guys. For more Ratchet & Clank coverage, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I plan on looking at this game from time to time, so be sure to stick around, and follow me on Twitter. I'll leave a link in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and remember, give thought to everything.